real quick here. A lot of you are on some type of medication for anxiety or depression, and if they fall into one of these categories, we have to get off of them because it's not good. Two drug categories I'm going to talk about: SSRIs and SNRIs. We have selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and we have selective norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors. Now, as you know, these are classified as chemical messengers, or what we know as hormones, and these are essentially the feel-good hormones. Now, just like everything else in the body, there are a lot of jobs for these things to have. For example, serotonin not only works on your mood, but when you are in the rest and digest phase, about 80% of this hormone is busy taking care of your meal. So, if you have noticed, you have put massive, and I'm going to say massive amounts of weight on these medications, 10, 20, 30 pounds. Very seldom do we see somebody lose weight when they go on let's say Prozac, for example, the various antidepressants or anti-anxiety drugs. These hormones essentially are activated. We can call them endorphins too. When we get excited or we see friends we haven't seen in a while, happy hour, exercise, they're released in a lot of different ways, and with our current lifestyle, we don't get to get these activities in, or we choose not to. So if you are on these medications, you can message me. I can show you how to slowly, we must slowly, when I mean slowly, wean off of them, where we're cutting the dose in half, and then we're cutting that dose in half, so we have a nice, easy transition while we're increasing whatever it is we want to do. If we don't exercise, maybe, clean the shit out of the house, or go to a happy hour and just, see your friends or talk to friends or do things that are going to make you happy. But a lot of which is, it involves moving and breathing, so I would definitely suggest the hour of power first thing in the morning before your brain realizes what day it is. You got to get up and walk, put your shoes on, have your coffee, have your water, walk somewhere 30 minutes, walk back. This is essential. It's tough in the beginning, but once you get going, it's like you don't want to stop. I'm talking from experience, a bodybuilder that never did cardio in his life, and I do 2-3 hours a day now. Sometimes I don't get my workout in because I'd rather stay on the treadmill and sweat it out. Get my emails out. A lot of things happening now with the long haulers, right, that have had COVID, and they're experiencing, these side effects, where we still have these inflammatory markers, present. They never went down. And long story short, the long haulers, what's happening is the immune system is trying to repair, and you're not giving it anything whatsoever to repair. So we're going to classify these people long haulers. I don't know. We also have some of my close friends, mainly women. They keep quiet about their issues when it comes to their health, and they just keep going until one day it gets real bad. So I would like to address anybody's issues. If you guys want to leave comments, we can do some live video, or I can talk about a topic that you want to know about. The big problem here is, just like COVID. COVID was the diagnosis. It wasn't really the proximal cause of death. People didn't die of COVID. They died, well, aside aside from the doctors when they didn't know the right drug at the right time at the right dose. Let's not get into that, but we've seen, and I've shown a video on this too, where we looked at the PCR, and by day 8 the virus was dead. The body kills it. A common cold is not really a threat. And so we didn't really elicit a good immune response to COVID because it was a common cold. We all had some type of immunity to it, a lot of which, well, when it happened in the winter, when our body temperature is so slow and the blood is so thick, your neutrophils, they just couldn't get there in time to really deal with it. So, if I would recommend the vaccine if you're not taking your vitamin D. It's really that simple. Vitamin D is our vaccine. And so we had COVID day 8. We exited the viral phase and we went into what we call the pulmonary phase. And ask any pulmonologist, where we saw a lot of the same symptoms where we saw the acute respiratory distress syndrome. We call this the pulmonary phase, where essentially the virus was dead and then we had all of this viral debris. And it was, just think of Times Square when the ball drops. Boom. Everybody's partying. Garbage everywhere because people are just savages. But lo and behold, New Year's Day by noon, that city is spotless. And that's really what vitamin D did. Okay? It was stored in the liver, and we think of vitamins as, oh, we've been bamboozled. No, the vitamins don't work, and a lot of times they didn't. People always tried to make a buck. Look at the B12. B12 was, if you look down and you look at the B12 that they used, the cyanocobalamin, 80% of the people, it wasn't even absorbed. It had to be injected, sub-Q or IM. The methylcobalamin, that was really the thing. And then when we took the B with all the other Bs and the B complex, and then we added the C, then we saw results. So you have to really pay attention. When we have a deficiency, it's not always that particular. If we have an iron deficiency, well, just like the doctors, they're diagnosing, your symptoms. We're trying to find a diagnosis for a symptom, when actually we have to overlook that, and we have to find, where is this happening? Where is this traffic jam happening? What's going on? What is missing? Let's say we have an iron deficiency. 99% of the time, that's not the problem. Iron's not getting absorbed for another reason, possibly another mineral or something blocking it. So you can't always assume, I don't have energy, I take B12. Well, that's never the answer. It's usually a kidney adrenal cortex thing, and it's very complicated. So when you're looking and you're lethargic and you're just looking for answers and you're staring at your blood panels, you have to rule things out. You go down the endocrine system. You just look, okay, how's my kidney function? Okay, GFR is good. Perfect. Okay, let's rule out kidney adrenal. Let's scroll down. Let's look at our ALT and our AST. These are the liver enzymes that are spilled into the blood when we have issues with our liver. Okay, now perhaps those things may be good. You're still lethargic. You still feel like fucking shit. And you're like, what is going on with me? So it's one by one thing. And if you're lost, I can help you through this. Well, we can try, but 99% of the time you're putting everything else in front of you. When you're seriously sick, you have to focus on that. And whether you have problems in your life, we all have issues. You ask yourself, are these gravity problems? Is this something that, if I don't think about it, is it going to cause any, is it going to wreak any havoc? No, not really. Okay, then don't think about that. Life is pretty simple, but we complicated it with technology and so many other things. We have 2 phases. We have rest and digest, and we have fight or flight. And 99% of the time when somebody comes to me and they're all messed up, for lack of better words, it's because they're never in the rest and digest phase. And sometimes it's just that. We don't have to, live on spinach and wheatgrass drinks. It's just our hormones. When we get these hormones going, these endorphins, okay, everything else likes to work efficiently. But when they're not going, a lot of things happen, and there's a lot of cascades that, it's too complicated to really get into. But that's kind of where I come in. I mean, my background is in toxicology, immunology. Okay, I'm American board certified in pulmonology, endocrinology. I mean, a true doctor just doesn't. Oh, well, let me send you to Larry, Tom. It's not really my specialty. He should fucking know that, because I know it. What was different between me and him? I didn't go out and buy 10 Mercedes and a house on the Outer Banks, and just, I don't have kids too. That was a lot of time. So you have all this free time. I'm just delving into a new topic. Okay, we were so into cancer. Why was cancer happening? And then all of a sudden a virus came along and just blew everybody's mind, and they didn't know what to do because they were so involved in these large B-cell carcinomas, or they're doctors. Unfortunately, most doctors, I don't even know how to put it, but they're going to take your blood panel. They're going to see markers that are not where they should be, and they're going to put you on a prescription, okay, to alleviate those symptoms. When you go into a doctor's office and he does not ask you, or she, okay, Jody, walk me through your day. What did you eat today? What supplements are you taking? Where are we at with your medications? Are we able to take this down? That's not happening. And you can't go because they're MRIs, CAT scans, ultrasounds are okay, but MRIs, CAT scans, and all these ridiculous tests, they're just billing your insurance company with whatever they can. They don't tell us shit. A doctor should be able to look you in your eye, talk to you. He should know you like a best friend. And if he doesn't, he's not going to benefit you. You need somebody to know your routine, your habits, okay, your life. I mean, I ask all kinds of questions, because something as simple as no sex, a bad sex life, or no sex drive at all, can pinpoint a lot of things for me. Has your doctor ever asked you that? I don't think so. So, I know there are a lot of you with chronic illnesses and stuff you really don't want to share, or you have, and you're just posting on Facebook how the doctors are just, steering you wrong. I'd love to help. My fee is a 6-pack of beer. Anyway, happy Friday, and love you guys. I love you. Love each other. Stop the gossip. Oh my God, did you hear about Brad? Oh my